everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this urban journey. Hashtag I am all about progression. Check me out, Hilda Stuff Tarot. Interested, get your readings. Happy miércoles. Happy Wednesday. I am here sitting and writing down affirmations and just taking in, a lot of information. Transmuting it because, often we go online and then we kind of like associate ourselves with the mentality of everyone and what they're thinking, because when let's think about it, when you go on your social media or other people's social media, they're posting about what they're thinking or what their intentions are, or they're trying to get some sort of gratification or whatever it is. So you kind of have to have a lot of discernment when you collect that information and you put it in your subconsciousness. Be very aware of that. So what I do is that I take in what resonates, and what resonates with me is what mirrors me, what my beliefs are. I don't take other people's beliefs and put them into my beliefs, because that has led me to roadblocks, right? Like when you look outside of yourself and you think, right? Like I used to have a friend, and I often told that person, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. And I didn't realize how that was hindering me, because ultimately, like, I didn't live with the person. I didn't know what exactly that person had gone through. So when you say that you want to be like someone else, although it's endearing, although it wasn't just, like I'm that type of friend that it's like I'm around people and I'm just like, damn, I want, like I surround myself in my mirrors. However, I should have said I'm going to be just like me, not just like you. And then when as time went by and I started to notice how this person gained the life that they had, they didn't even have the life that they had. Let's just put it like that. It was just all for show, it was all for ego. So it's like, whoa, you gotta be very careful with the information that you take in and the information that doesn't belong to you, your beliefs that don't belong to you. Like you have to be able to know yourself, right? Discern. Or you could fall into that very easily, and you follow the path of others that are doing what I want to do or what I think I want to do, and then if you come to conclusion that, why is it so hard for me to do this? I mean, it looks so easy for that other person. It's not your purpose. Or maybe they're not just doing what you're thinking they're doing. Maybe they're doing a lot of other things behind the scenes that you're obviously not aware of, right? So, with that said, I came across a post that said, if you, right, in order to, like, improve or challenge yourself, you kind of have to understand that anything that's like trauma, it stays with you if you don't pay attention to it. If you ignore it, it becomes like a child that you ignore. What happens when you ignore a child? They become rebellious. They become they don't listen, right? So your inner self is not gonna listen to you. It's gonna want to heal. It's gonna say, hey, this is your job, this is your responsibility. I have trauma, take care of it, right? So if you kind of like disguise it with work, if you disguise your trauma with success, if you disguise your trauma with depression or attention seeking coping mechanisms, what happens is that it's gonna come back. It's gonna want to heal. It's gonna always come back. It's gonna always want to heal. Hey, listen, you didn't pay mind to me. Here you are again, distracted. Today, the 7th, right? Try to release these things. Just say, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I don't need you anymore, I'm sorry. I don't need to overwork myself anymore. I'm sorry. I don't need to have myself slaving myself for an idea that my parents instilled into my persona, for an idea that so another grown-up that I looked up to instilled in a book that they wrote, because that's how they did it. That we should definitely have role models and people we look up to, but a lot of us don't look up to anyone. Okay, we want to be like them. That's the difference. You should look up to yourself, not to anyone else, okay? You should have an idea of what you want within your personality to have. However, you should never give your power to anything outside of you. You know, like I said, I used to say I want to be just like you. I want to be just like Sotomayor, but you don't know what exactly they went through. You don't know the shady things that they did to get where they're. I'm not slandering anyone. Let's get that clear. I'm just letting you know that everyone has a moon and a sun, and the sun shows everything, but the moon doesn't. You know, when you go to sleep, what you do in your own private time, it's your business, right? And often we don't show that side of ourselves. What we do is that we show our sun, you know, our success, our happiness, our we acknowledge those things. We want recognition, but you know, for our mistakes, we're just like, oh, you know, we're so sad to post them. We're so sad to post people that we have addictions. We're so sad to post about our real things, our realities, and that becomes confusing for other people that are watching, and they just see happiness, you know, and then if they lack that in their life, they want it. So it's not like you're looking up to anyone. You want to be like that person. So what I am asking is this: instead of wanting to be like another person, forgive yourself and be like you. Find that person you loved, that little kid that you left at 4 years old, that something terrible happened to. Find that. Find yourself again and say, I'm sorry for allowing you to be alone for all this time. I'm sorry for allowing this trauma to survive here and with me ignoring it, now that I have the capabilities and the tools, right? Otherwise, they're going to continue to come and they're going to continue to ask for healing. They're going to continue to, and then you're going to continue to just, you know, overwork, overdrink, overdrug, right? This is supposed to be temporary. That's not supposed to be something that you use on a daily basis, you know. To have a drink on a Friday because you're exhausted, that's fine. But to have a drink Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because you're exhausted, that indicates that you're hiding some sort of something inside that you're not really paying attention to, okay? To drink 7 times a day, that also indicates that as well. And that only doesn't apply to drinking. It also applies to eating. It also applies to, you know, going to the gym. It also applies to anything that you're overdoing, over dieting, over, you know, always wanting to, like, you know, just express your success and never your failures. Things of that nature. Pay attention to those characteristics of you and get to know you. Get to know you so that you could understand you don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to look up to anybody else. You have to look up to you, like you look up to God, right? Thanks for tuning in. Hilda's Urban Journey. It's been real, y'all. I am all about progression. Check me out, Hilda Safa Tarot. Mwah. Feliz miércoles, mi gente.